Hi, my name is Sorsa and I'm a nutritionist and healthy lifestyle blogger from Ireland. And on my channel, I help make healthy living simple because it doesn't have to be complicated. In today's video, I'm going to attempt to debunk this myth that carbs are evil because carbohydrates are essential for good health. They are our body's preferred source of energy. In this video, I'm going to look at different types of carbohydrates, their function, and also how you can try and get more healthy carbs into your diet. First of all, what exactly are carbohydrates? Because when people think of carbohydrates, they think of the type of food. But carbohydrates are a macronutrient, just like protein and fat. They give you 4 calories per gram, which is actually exactly the same amount of calories per gram as protein. So I don't understand why people think protein is better than carbohydrates. Protein is important because it has its own functions, but so is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are broken down by our body into glucose and then used by our cells for energy. And our body needs energy not just for the things that we think, like doing exercise. Our body needs energy to function. Our organs need energy to function, otherwise we die. Fun fact, like I said before, carbohydrate is our body's preferred source of energy, but our brain is very picky and it will only use glucose. Now, if you don't eat carbohydrates, your body will try and get glucose from protein and fat, but it takes a lot more effort to do that, which is why carbohydrates are so important. Now, not all carbohydrates are equal. There are different types of carbohydrates and they are processed differently in our body. They all give us energy in some sort of way. The first type I'm going to talk about is monosaccharides. These are also known as simple sugars and they don't need to be broken down by our body. They're already on their simplest form. These would be glucose, fructose and galactose. You would get monosaccharides in things like boiled sweets and sugary drinks, energy drinks, those things that give you a quick rush of sugar. The reason it gives you that quick rush of sugar is because your body doesn't really need to do much work in order to get energy. The next form is disaccharides. As the name says, it is two sugars, so two monosaccharides stuck together. This would be maltose and sucrose, and these foods would be from like sourdough bread would have maltose, malty foods, potatoes, starchy foods contain disaccharides, and your body needs to break the disaccharides down in order to use them. Polysaccharides are made up of many sugars, and these would be your fibrous foods. Dietary fibre has many health benefits, especially when it comes to gut health. Check out my video on probiotics and gut health to find out more about that. There are two main types of dietary fibre, soluble fibre and insoluble fibre. Soluble fibre is soluble in water, so you'd get it from oats, fruits, vegetables, barley and legumes. It slows down the gastric emptying, so it keeps you fuller for longer. It also lowers low density lipoprotein or LDL cholesterol, also known as bad cholesterol. Insoluble fibre would be also known as roughage. You get it from wheat bran, seeds, nuts, uh, fruit and vegetables also. What it does is it pulls the water that you drink in your colon and it helps prevent constipation. It would be the main one to help prevent constipation. Another type of carbohydrate or starch that I'd like to talk about is resistant starch. Resistant starch isn't fully absorbed by the gut like most fibres, so it only provides half the calories of carbohydrates. So like I said before, 1 gram of carbohydrate gives you 4 calories, but 1 gram of resistant starch carbohydrate only gives you 2 calories. So it can aid in weight loss because as well as keeping you full for longer, it does provide less calories. It has also been known to improve insulin sensitivity, which can help prevent from type 2 diabetes, because low insulin sensitivity means the insulin isn't working right and your blood sugars can go high. Also, it has been shown to reduce blood sugar levels after eating, which is great news for diabetics. It also acts as a prebiotic, which is the food for your good gut bacteria. It can be found in cooked potatoes, undercooked pasta, underripe bananas, and rice. So it might not be suitable for everybody because it can be quite hard to digest. Now we're going to talk about the glycemic index. This is a way to measure how quickly the carbohydrate is absorbed by your bloodstream, so how quickly those cells get that energy. Now obviously we would like our cells to get the energy quickly, but we don't want to get energy quickly and get a big energy rush and then a big crash, which is why it's important to know about the glycemic index. Foods are measured from 1 to 100 or 100 to 1. Basically, glucose, which is the simplest form of carbohydrate, and like I said earlier, is the most fast absorbed, is 100. And then anything lower than that. So lower glycemic index foods tend to last longer if you eat them. You don't get that quick rush and sugar crash. Your blood sugars tend to maintain at a steady level. In other words, low GI foods are absorbed slowly, high GI foods are absorbed quickly. Certain things that would affect the glycemic index of a food would be how much of it is eaten. If you eat a small amount, your body might absorb it quickly, but if you eat a large amount, it will take longer. How the food is prepared. Sometimes cooking a food can either make the GI lower or higher. And then, of course, the composition of the food. What is the food made up of? Does it contain fat, protein, fibre? Because fat and protein and fibre will lower the glycemic index of a food, and it will take longer for the body to absorb them. Be aware that not all high GI foods are unhealthy. For example, chocolate is actually a low GI food because even though it's high in sugar, it contains fat and it contains protein, which slows down absorption. So do you know somebody who has diabetes and they could take what's called a hypoglycemic event or a low blood sugar? You might think, oh, offering them chocolate, which is mostly high in sugar, or a glass of milk would help, or a piece of fruit. Not necessarily, because these foods contain fibre and protein in the case of the chocolate and the milk, and that slows your body's absorption of them down. You need something that hits fast, so you need something like boiled sweets or Coke, Fanta, soft drinks like that, or a fruit juice. That would get into their bloodstream quickly and get their blood sugars up quickly. I'll link down below a list of high, medium and low GI foods, just to give you an example that certain foods that you would have thought would have been in the low GI category are actually in the high GI category, but that doesn't make them any less healthier. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like, subscribe and notification bell so you'll be notified when I put up more videos. Bye!